Hey guys, we're going to work on exponent rules and radical rules. So when I get something say equal to 0, I want to use the 0 as much as possible to help cancel things out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to factor out a 3 and an x squared. To get back to 3x to the power of 4, that would be x squared, and then minus 16. 3 times 16 is 48, x squared times this gets me to that x squared. The reason I want to do this is term 1 times term 2. I can divide everything by term 1, and what I do to one side, I can do to the other. That cancels. Anything with 0 as the numerator is still 0. Then I can add 16 to both sides, and I have x squared is equal to 16. To get rid of the square, I can square root both sides. I get x is equal to positive or negative 4. Next one I want to do is I'm going to see, can I factor out anything here? And I have x squared, and I'm left with 3x plus 2. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, and I'm going to pull out a 4, and I get 3x plus 2. I'm going to divide both sides by 3x plus 2. That's going to cancel, that's going to cancel. I'm left with x squared is equal to 4, and then square root both sides. And I get x is equal to plus or minus 2. Okay, if I have a radical, if I have two radicals together and I multiply them against themselves, this is a square root, but this is also radical squared. And these cancel each other out, and I would just be left with 2. So I'm going to square both sides, but what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. This radical and this square cancel each other out. I'm left with 3x plus 18 is equal to x squared. So I have a squared, an x, and a constant, and I should be thinking quadratic formula. And so I'm going to subtract everything and set equal to 0. Then this is my a as 1, b as negative 3, c as negative 18. When I plug that in, I should get negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So negative negative make a positive 3 plus or minus square root of 9. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 18, I get positive 72. And then 2 times 1, I just get 2. I add those together, and I get 81. And I get 3 plus or minus 9 over 2. At this point, I can make this into two different equations. So I'm going to have 3 plus 9 over 2. I get 12 over 2, or 6. And then I can do 3 minus 9 over 2, or I get negative 6 over 2, or negative 3. So x is equal to either negative 3 or 6. All right, if they give us two radicals, we can only solve one at a time. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add this to the other side. So I have the square root of x minus 5 is equal to 3 plus the square root of x minus 8. Now I'm going to square both sides, which will get rid of this radical, and I'm left with x minus 5. On this side, though, is 3 plus radical x minus 8 2 times. So I'm going to do 3 plus radical x minus 8. So then I'm going to double distribute. And I get 9 plus 3 x minus 8. And then I'm going to do the same thing for those. And I'm going to get 3 x minus 8. And then two radicals multiply against each other are just going to leave me with what's inside. Okay? I'm going to combine like terms. So I get 9 minus 8, which is 1. And then these radicals added together. give me 3 plus 3, or 6. X minus 8 plus x. Okay, I'm going to subtract x from both sides. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I'm going to get negative 6 is equal to 6 radical x minus 8. Divide both sides by 6. I have negative 1 is equal to radical x minus 8. Okay, now I could square both sides. And 1 squared is 1. Radical squared is whatever's inside. Add 8 to both sides, and I get 9. Okay. Last one. If they give us a fraction, what that means is make a radical. The top number stays with it, and the bottom number comes outside. So now, to get rid of this 3 to the outside, I need to cube both sides. And then I will get x minus 4 squared and 4,096. Okay? To get rid of a square, I can square root, because those cancel each other out. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I get x minus 4 is equal to plus or minus 64. So I'm going to do x minus 4 is equal to positive 64. And then x minus 4 is equal to negative 64. Add the 4 to both sides. X can equal 68 or negative 60. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Send me an email.